Alright, shoot, if I can, hold on. Fuck's sake, man. It pisses me off every single time. This piece of shit. Anyways, welcome back. Day 20. In fact, this might be the day 30. I think it is. So pretty much a month. I'll probably say tomorrow is a month, even though it doesn't matter. 30, 31 days doesn't make any difference. Anyways, what we're really gonna do, I think, is we're probably just gonna go on the chat like we always do, and then we're gonna probably look for an entry, and try and take some trades at least today. So I don't know how long this video is gonna take. It shouldn't take too long. Hopefully not. And then yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, because realistically, like there's not much else I can really do, to be honest. You know, it's almost 6:30 now, so it's not too late. I'll get this video done, hopefully done by about 7 o'clock, and then I'll probably do some more learning, watch some more videos until about 10 o'clock ish, and then after 10 I'm probably gonna go sleep, or I might just do something else. I don't know, I haven't really thought about it, but yeah. So let's just do this now. That I don't really like. It doesn't really make any difference. It makes literally, like, yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Alright, okay, we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, sure, why not? It's so warm, honestly. We're gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna look at these. Okay. Remove this as well. What's the price of this, anyways? I haven't really checked. No, not really moved either. Okay, so we've got these. We'll add one more. We'll use this template, but we'll use something like that. Okay, so we got 4 pairs. Could probably put on gold as well. Why not? Gives us more diversity. Yeah, why not? I think gold's just bearish. I haven't really checked it that much. I'm probably just gonna stick more to these ones, because realistically, I'm probably gonna start moving towards the foreign exchange market rather than crypto. So, I mean, it's just because it's less volatile. It's a bit easier to kind of predict where things are going. But you can still do it nevertheless on crypto. It's still pretty much the same. It's just volatility wise, this isn't as volatile, unless it's like CPI news or something like that. But apart from that, it's alright. So that was actually one thing that I saw, and it was basically taking the last 100 candles, but I don't know how you can. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so essentially you do it from where it is, and you go back 100, which is basically just around again. So we basically grab this bar, and we're basically going from this side all the way across. So what I'm going to do is mark this like that. I mean, technically I could just do a vertical line here. Doesn't really make much difference. Oh shit, I just did the wrong thing. Around there, that's just that. So then from here you're basically looking for any breaks or anything which you can kind of understand. So if we just go through it, okay, there's a break here, okay, and obviously there's breaks inside these, but regardless, doesn't matter. And then we also had a break here, realistically. Alright, that is very easy to understand. Should be. Okay, so a break up, most likely to, if we're looking at this side, most likely to tap into this supply, which then push down, right? But if we're just using this, if we're just using it from here, this line here, then this would be a little bit odd, you know, breaking up, breaking down happens though. But you have to have this in context, doesn't matter. Okay, so now our context is we broke structure down from this level. So anticipation is that this will come back into a supply zone, which it did, and target what area? This area. With this candle here, targeted, broke it. So after this, you would technically be looking for a sell off of this short. Didn't happen, which is fine. But yeah, price comes down, taps into this supply here, as you can see this one here. Again, guess what? Break structure with this candle. Okay, so we could be testing anything inside of this zone. Doesn't test this supply. That's about it. And comes down even lower. Test this. We basically had a push up and then a push down. So technically, you could highlight this. Technically, this there. If you wanted to do this one, doesn't really make any difference. You would highlight that as a block yourself, and then anything inside of this is valid for selling. And as we can see, buying, price gets in, comes down. Okay. Yeah, this zone here, broken this candle, and then what else? So there wasn't any break because basically this is the high we're protecting, right? Strong high, like that. This high is what we're protecting on technically the 4 hour. Technically could be this one as well, but on this, it depends because you could also have this one. But for now we'll just say this one because it got projected off of this, and then it also broke structure down even lower. So yeah, it makes sense. And then obviously down here we had the structure break on this candle here. Anticipation is price comes into the zone. What happened? It did. It came in. Okay, and let me just switch this back to an SMD zone. Came in, tapped, now got rejected. But it can definitely come back up and get more orders for sure. So I'm gonna go down to 1 hour. Why not? We'll see what we're doing. I'm actually kind of just trying to take very quick trades on these anyways, so I'm trying to be in a couple minutes or something, trying to hit my TPs and shit like that. So, like for me, I don't really want to be on a 4 hour, or I mean 1 hour is fine, but I want to be going down to the 1 minute at least, or the 5 minute, something around there. But I'll probably be heading to the 1 minute time frame, so I can see more price action, and then I can also take trades off of that into certain areas of liquidity. Profit's not going to be huge, of course, but we all know that anyways. So yeah, we had a price came off, bang, tested back into the zone. We also had obviously had another one here. Okay, so we had this one. We technically had this one, and we also had this one. So the way I mark it is you have this one, and then you'll also have this one. Okay, these two confirmed. So your anticipation is that price couldn't go above this level, but you also have to understand on the fractal, basically time frames, smaller time frames, or whatever, that it can basically go through those zones. They don't hold as much. There's a higher chance, or there's a higher chance that they won't hold. If that makes sense. So your expectation is that this zone won't hold and this one will. But overall, on a higher time frame, as we're on a 4 hour, our anticipation is that this holds, right? Makes sense. But yeah, so anticipation for now is that this high, this one here, should hold, and we got a mitigation inside of this right here. That makes sense. Inside of this was valid for shorts. What happened? Tapped in, came down, retested, came down. Okay, so will it retest again? Who knows? But yeah, for now we've got no breaks, nothing. Okay, and we also want to mark out our target for liquidity, being down here. What am I trying to change for cameras? So we're going to have a liquidity bottom. Okay, that's going to be our target. Okay, so let's head down a little bit more. What do we have? Not much. 15 minutes. What else do we have? Again, not really that much. Smaller MPs, that's about it. But we didn't have a validation on this one, so this one here. Technically, we didn't have a validation because if we scroll this across, regardless of what happened, in my eyes, no, it didn't break below. So my expectation is that either it will try and target this area of liquidity, obviously this is the overall one, or it will probably really higher, which it could. We'll see. But on here, can't really see too much, to be honest. Fail to break, it might retest though. You never know. Well, because it didn't get confirmed, this overall IB, so it doesn't matter. This one did, right? But you could have it confirmed earlier, which is basically invalid, but you could have one from here, right? This one here, or this one here. So, this one, which obviously got confirmed with is just this one candle, which means that price should hold off of this zone and shouldn't go above this high. So you know how we've got this, you know how we had this high overall, and then we've got this high, and then this high, and then inside of that we've created this high, which should hold, not this one, this one. And then what happened, it respected it perfectly, it tapped into this supply zone on a smaller frame. That is exactly what I'm on about when it comes to time frames, where it can be really fucking confusing on how to trade and shit like that. But anyway, so the anticipation is that this holds, okay? I don't need to mark that out, hopefully. All we need to know is that this, in fact I will mark it, because when we go down a little bit, it's going to be hard to find. I just got rid of something, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so what do we have on this lower frame? Again, we also have more, okay? So we had the retest on this zone. And yes, you could also say this is Wyckoff, which kind of is. You can see the liquidations right there, BC, AM, SD, UT, sign of weakness, phase B, sign of weakness, retest, rallies low, okay? But that doesn't matter, right? Regardless, I don't give a fuck about that. What we care about is how we're going to enter and take profit, or lose money. But the expectation is that we're going to win, or win the trade if you're smart enough. So again, you can see right here, no B, or an MB you want to call it, doesn't really matter. This one here, okay. You could have taken a trade of this as well, by the way. You know, even though this is technically 5 minutes, it's still valid, but you could have, okay. Last up move before the breaker structure down, bang. What do we have here? This one here. Yes, 3 candles in my hand, still valid. Right, last up move, break the structure down, okay, cool. Where do you have entered? Either on a retest of this, or just market order. Why would I say market order? Because of the low time frame. The lower the time frame, the more likely you don't need to basically be using those. And that also means the anticipation is that this price should hold instead of this one. You know how we went down more and more. The anticipation is that this price holds, and this is where basically liquidity. And this is why I say there's liquidity everywhere in the market, because there is. And you're probably targeting these lows down here, which got hit. And what does that give you on a trade? What's the risk reward on that? 4, and it's a very good target and a very nice profit, very nice trade. And that's just basically the strategy that I'm running with. But again, we don't really need to do that right now. Right? We're trying to look for an entry off of here. Okay, so we had this overall break Did we break below this? No, we did not, as I've already mentioned. So my expectation is that we're going to start running high up here, right, which is this zone here, because this will also be a valid zone, or MB, so you have it right here, up here, and then the breakdown, bang. So anticipation is that the price will start to come up. All we're looking for now is confirmations. What can we see? Okay, well, we've already seen that this is in an area over here, okay? Regardless, here we go, demand zones, cool. It's just in an area that we would like take from, it doesn't matter. We saw a bounce off of it, and that means that there's some sort of reaction. You don't always have to go, oh, where's the nearest demand zone supply? Because they're everywhere. You know, they're literally everywhere. Right there. You know, right there. Like, everywhere. It doesn't fucking matter. Where you do it, okay? So, for instance, this right here could be an MB, okay? Bang. But, to be fair, I'd probably have this this right here as an MB. So bang, and then you'd be waiting for price to break above just to confirm an entry. But like, you're not going to wait all up there just to wait for price to come deep inside of this, potentially test a zone and then go up high. No, because you have to understand overall the structure that's been given is going down, 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 right? So even though you might want to take longs off it, which is fine, doesn't matter. You have to understand the overall structure is bearish. Makes sense? So, anyways, let's just get back into it. What do we have? So we have a MB over here, okay? These are lower time frames, by the way. So you can have this whole zone highlighted, okay? Technically this will probably break below this zone here, this low here. Let me just show you before it does. I would expect it to come to below this now. And if it does so, then the expectation is that you could short and try to take profit down here. That's it. So, for instance, price breaks low. Okay, have it here. Have your stop loss here. Okay, and you target this low. That is how you would take this trade if it broke below. Now, let's just show you. This is a 1-to-1, by the way. 1 to 1.5 doesn't really matter. I don't give a fuck. Still profit. Easy profit to be made. And I'll show you right now exactly what I mean. Broke below, okay. This is our projected high. We can't get below it. We're tapped into the trade. Okay, cool. We're basically in a tiny bit of loss right now. Who gives a fuck? Doesn't matter. Now this might not work. I don't really give a fuck about. Regardless of the outcome, because realistically, I'm just testing strategies, and you know, I'm not using actual money. I'm just seeing hypothetically what would happen. How accurate am I with these things and stuff like that. But yeah, the confirmation, just so everybody can see, regardless, one could come from here, technically, from this break now, or you could get it from this one. So, for instance, this one here. Yeah, let's just set one up. Okay, so we had the break here, we just had the break just now, and as I was literally just speaking to you guys, I was saying, you know, off of this, you can do this, blah blah blah, and we just had the break here. Okay, so the anticipation is that you're going to be targeting under liquidity, but because it's a lower time frame, you also have to understand that you're going to get loads and loads of price movement, but on the higher time frame, shit's going to be different because you need to understand the overall market direction. Because yeah, sure, it can target this liquidity, cool, but after that, where does it actually want to go? So does it want to break this liquidity, or doesn't it want to run to this liquidity to make more orders from the supply zone and this overall MB? Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to understand exactly where you're targeting and how you're doing things. But if you understand them, like as you've literally just seen me do for the last 20 minutes, right? How I've just walked through one thing. I don't trade gold. I just use knowledge that I have from trading into taking a trade, and it's as simple as that, right? You know, it's not rocket science. And you could also have this as an area liquidity if you wanted to, on a very low time frame, on a 1 minute maybe, if you wanted to, and then you'd be moving your thingy to break even. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm using a 5 minute, so my expectation is that price comes to clear liquidity from down here. Okay, if it doesn't, we take the loss. It doesn't matter. Small loss regardless. So, yeah. The overall though, if we were looking at it like we just were, okay, the expectation for me was that we had. Okay, let's go back. So we had our MBs here. These are higher time frame ones. The only thing with higher time frames is that there's so many different zones inside those. You have to wait till they hit the zones, and then you're going to be looking for confirmation inside of those zones, right? So, for instance, this zone here, okay, it got broken on this, right? This one, okay. This candle right here broke it. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? It tapped back in into this OB. Now, technically, you could go, oh yeah, I'm going to short, and I'm going to have a stop loss there, which is valid, by the way. It is definitely fucking valid. Who gives a fuck? The only fault for me is that your risk to reward is stupid, okay? Because realistically, you wouldn't expect it to go above, and guess what? It didn't. But the only thing that's wrong with this is that you're risking so much, and because it's such a big MB, your overall risk is going to be too fucking high. So what you do inside of these is you look, okay, so we had one here, right here, okay? Even on a lower time frame, you could probably see another one, or a few more, right? But right here, you could have this as a supply zone, for instance, right? Which is valid, by the way, right here, as I've already showed you. Well, I've already showed you, okay? So now you've got a POI inside of your overall MB. So you've got an MB and you've got a POI, okay? Now you wait for it to get tapped, bang, taps that fucker, okay, cool. But how are you going to confirm shorting on this? You know, how? Well, very simple, actually. Like, literally, the most simple thing you'll ever see. Go down, time frame. Go down on that bitch, okay? And you're going to find something, okay, so we got a tab in here, cool. But we have a breaker structure down, okay, cool. That's one. We're looking for the second, okay? What happens? Bang, break structure, okay, cool. This one, alright? This one right here. Because technically, regardless, this one did break it for sure. And then this one broke it, so technically you would lose this trade. I'll show you what I mean. Because bang, shoot, and then what? You're protecting this high right here, technically. This one here. And yeah, did get stopped. But then after that, what do you get? Another one from here. Or to here, bang down to here. Okay, cool. Where could you enter? If you wanted, okay, if you really wanted to, and you got that break, right there. Where would you protect? Where's your stop loss going to be? Here. Okay, cool. We go across. Where are we tying it in? Okay, liquidity down here. Okay, cool. What happens? Bang, hits it. Cool. Hits it, goes up, doesn't even stop you out because again it's supporting your overall bias, and this it's too easy. It's too easy. And like crypto wise, it's a little bit more dodgy because of volatility, especially with Bitcoin. I get confused, and then obviously if you trade like different tokens, it could be Solana or I don't really give a fuck. But whenever you trade those, they get more fucking volatile and they move more and there's more risk and all this shit. Like with this isn't even a lot of profit, but it's profit. It's a trade I could take. Like I literally just showed you. I walked myself through the process. We haven't even hit TP yet. And technically you could target this liquidity down here, technically. Right? Because if you're breaking this, then the anticipation, okay, is that this high, oh shit, my bad. Shit. The anticipation, if you break this level here to clear this liquidity, is that, fuck's sake, what's it doing? Yeah, the anticipation is that this high would get protected. So where would you have your stop loss? Here. After, hold on. I'm going to continue with this trade. Because it might stop me out, it might not, I don't really give a fuck. Regardless. The anticipation again is that you would short off with this. So if it breaks below this liquidity, you do that, and your stop loss will be up here. Okay? And you'll be taking this liquidity down here. Now you wouldn't want to take that because it's stupid risk. So you'd be looking for supply zone, bang, okay, cool. What you're doing, moving your entry up here, okay, and you're going to be looking for confirmation, breaks, down, MBs, cool. Simple. So it's like two or three things. They have to wait to confirm, and then you enter, and you don't even have to wait like that much. Like you can do this like almost at any point in time. But the anticipation again, if this level here gets broken, you would want to protect this high. If it doesn't break, then this high becomes area to target, if that makes sense. So, so if price comes down and it doesn't take liquidity, then the anticipation is that it's going to come to potentially take this liquidity. If it takes this liquidity, then it could come down for this liquidity, but it could also target this liquidity, because now we have valid breaks upwards, right? And it also broke this level here. Okay. So yeah, and then that would also align with the objective of this mega more orders come down. But again, it doesn't really matter. We're just applying the basics to trading. Simple. So we're going to get off of this one. We're going to look for another one. I don't even know how long we're in on this video. Look at me, guys. But yeah, this is pretty decent right now. Anyways, let's go back. I'm enjoying this, and it's already 26 minutes in. Might make this fucker a bit longer, to be honest. I'm actually kind of down for that. Okay, so we've got this one. What we're going to do, then we're going to do the same what we did last time, right? We're going to go on a different higher time frame. We'll do 4 hours, doesn't matter. I'm going to basically look for the last 100 candles. So I'm going to grab the measurement. I'm going to go back to about here. Okay. So we're looking for here. That's not exactly how it should be, but again, it doesn't make any difference for me. We're just going to mark it right here. Right. So we're looking at everything after this point in time. So from here all the way down here, as we've already done. Okay. So what do we see? Okay, we see technically you want to use left, have a breakdown, retest, breakdown, retest, breakdown. Okay, so there's basically 3 trades you could have taken there. If you wanted to, then this 4 hours of price movement on a lower time frame would also look a lot bigger. But again, that's just obvious. Okay, so we have so breakdown, breakdown, breakdown. Cool. But we have this, bang, break up. Okay, cool. So that's just mark. I don't really want to mark the breakdown because for me they're just irrelevant. I want to be looking at something else. Okay, so we have a break up. Cool. What else do we have? Okay, we have an overall zone. Could be this one, could be this one. I'm gonna just say, yeah, let's just say, can I get my breakdown? Yeah. I'm just gonna say this one. Cool. This will be your zone. This is a zone that you're valid, or you're gonna want to be looking for buys from, technically. But again, if you just wanted to look at the higher time frame, then you would understand that the market's bearish, and you'd most likely be you'd like on a bearish perspective, you'd be looking to, okay, cool, you make a supply, and you'd be targeting this area instead. Makes sense? So you'd be looking, you'd be looking to in fact take a, you wouldn't even be looking for this buy, technically. You'd be looking for this to be taken, right? That's the way I would see it. Plus you can also see on the low time frames, right here, we had these MBs, which just confirms the moves anyway. But yeah, so actually there's only one technically, but if you go down then there's going to be more. So you could have taken entries inside of these areas, but it doesn't matter. So what else do we have? Pulls back into whatever the fuck this is. This could be whatever. We do have a fair value gap, doesn't matter. I don't really give a shit. That's just how I trade. I don't trade off of imbalances. Like, and this is basically imbalance. So it's basically this candle, it's 3 candles, right? And it's basically the bottom of this candle to the bottom or to the top of that candle if you're going down. So this area from this candle to this candle, that is your imbalance. It's nothing like, I don't really give a shit about it, to be honest. Doesn't make sense. Fuck, I'm tired. Oh, God, I'm fucked. Okay, so what do we have? We have breakdown. Okay, cool. What are we looking for? We're looking for this, and as I've already mentioned, you could take a shot off of this, protect this high, target on your left. Technically, if you want to do that, area liquidity, that would be valid, and you would have took profit. Cool, that's valid. But obviously, your risk to reward is stupid. But that would be valid, regardless. You wouldn't take it off of that, by the way. But your validation was after this. You could have took it off that, bang. But the realization is that you want to be looking for supply zones and other things inside of that. But we didn't hit anything, so we would have missed. Unless we went down on a lower time frame, then we would have probably got an easy entry. But again, I'm not going on a lower time frame to kind of prove something that I already know. Like, how is this working? How's this one going? We almost tapped this liquidity. So if we see a break above this candle here, that's one. If we see a break above this candle, we're probably looking to at least move it to break even, just because of the way I work. But again, that's just managing positions midway through a trade. Doesn't make any difference what I do. Okay. Again, what do we have? Breakdown. Okay, cool. What do we have? This over here. Cool. Where's the expectation? Again, as we just mentioned, oh shit. The expectation is that this high holds. Price can't go above this. Invalidates. Guess what happens if it breaks that? It's going to target this level up here, probably even higher. Okay, to make it even more. But again, expectation is that it won't, or it shouldn't, but it can. Obviously, that's how trading goes. Ah, fuck. I'm so tired, honestly. Okay. Can we do that? Cool. Okay. So yeah, this overall block here, what I did, cool, tapped him. So we had the confirmation down here. Okay, so again, what we've been through. You could have took your shot off of this, protected this high, and targeted liquidity down here, whatever. Somewhere that makes sense, probably down there. Okay, that's how you would be looking. But obviously I wouldn't do that, would I? Okay, so let's just hurry the fuck up because I don't want to be taking too long. I'm going to get into a trade on this as well. So we've had another breakdown here. So validation of here. Bang, broke down, cool. And as we already mentioned, this high, bang, okay, cool. Watch this right here. What happened? Went down, validated. What happened? Broke above. Okay, that's all right. That's fine. It got wicked right back down, snapped back down. So would you even consider that? Not really, especially with the impulsive move down from this to this. Was this news? Was this yesterday? This was yesterday. From 9, yeah, this was news. This was definitely news. For sure. Or it might be, it doesn't matter. But regardless, I won't even count this as a break. So, what's the expectation? Again, if we've already looked at these things, this overall. Okay, this is the overall one, but this is the refined one. Makes sense? And yeah, that wick is fucking crazy. So I would probably just have something like that. Because in my eyes, again, you could probably just use this here, like this. So this would probably be more valid for me, just because this wick's fucked. Okay, cool. So we're getting somewhere. Again, price can't go above this. Invalidates our bias. Okay, cool. What do we have? Not much. Not fucking much. Okay, let's go down. 1 hours. Okay, what do we have? I'm tired. Did we hit? No, we didn't. And if we break above, we're managing. Yeah, cool. What do we have? Right here. So we have 1. Okay. And we have a second one here. Like that. So again, what's the expectation? From here, you're looking to protect this high and target this low. this low down here. Alright, cool. 15 minutes. What do we have? Again, protect this high. The only reason I'm doing it on such a lower time frame as well is also because it gives you a better risk to reward. That's it. Say so, like that. And guess what? We also have another one like this. Validated on this. Guess what? Again, we're looking to protect this high. So guess what? You could have entered a short off of this, like literally right this second. Protect this high. Or you could wait for another mitigation inside of this and then take price low, which is also valid. Depending on the size of the MBs, which I've already mentioned, right? On a lower time frame, you don't have to. Oh shit! Yes, I got it. It's gonna tighten. Anyways, yeah. So on these, you don't have to necessarily go, oh, okay, we have this, we have confirmation, blah 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 blah, and then we're waiting for price to come in. You can definitely do that because it gives you a better risk to reward, which basically means that instead of taking it off of market of there because this is valid, what you're doing instead is you're saying, okay, I'm waiting for a retracement and then I'm also protecting the size. So instead of having this trade, which let's say it probably target this one, okay, instead of having a 1 to 1.7, instead you have a 1 to 2.8, right? So you could potentially take another trade and manage positions and make money a little bit easier to make or be more profitable. Makes sense. So yeah. But yeah, this would definitely be valid right here. But you could also be looking for that supply zone to get tapped. Was there any mitigation? Probably not. I don't think so. There's no wick. There's no wick to indicate. So you could generally do this. Okay, and this would be valid. Okay, so we'll move it. We'll move it to the right. Doesn't really make any difference. And the anticipation on this trade, unless it's a 50-minute, is that we want price to come up to this supply zone to mitigate more orders to push it down. That's it. We haven't actually managed to get this. We've got a few equal lows. We might just bounce, snap up now. Like we said, we didn't see a break on this one here. So we also saw on here a fractal that this here, again this would also come out of a low time frame, but like we would wait more or less just for the close, as loads of people do, and it's very smart to wait for. But here we have this break. All we're waiting for is a close on a 5-minute, and guess what? Guess what you can do? You could short this, and you could protect this high, this high, right, like that. And then you could target the same sort of lows, doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make, right, if I can get it one way down, is that basically this risk to reward on a basically 4 can also be a risk to reward of 5 or whatever, right? Depending on time frames and how you enter, but you can enter anywhere in the market, and that's always been the thing. The expectation is on this 5-minute gets closed and closes, even if it wicks below, would be better if it was an actual close below. And the expectation is, again, as we've just been going through this, that this high should hold, but because it's not closed, this high isn't actually being put in place yet, because price would come all the way up, right, and then close. But again, that's just how it is. So yeah, unless this closes like that, then the expectation is that this high doesn't get taken and it comes down even low. Unless it does, there we go, got the close. So expectation is that price will come down one. Okay, so again this one, again we've got to take it off of this, but we'll wait for this. Cool. What do we have in here? What do we have? It's actually really warm today. That was 7 o'clock. Yeah, I think it's. Oh shit, did I just. Can I go? Oh. Yes, I can. I mean, it says it right here on my piece. It says 21 degrees. Like, literally, it's so warm today. It was really warm yesterday as well. I think it hit like 26 or something. So, not too bad. Okay, let's just put this back down. Anyways, yeah. So, what we got here? Again, nothing much. And you also have to understand what time you trade as well. That can also be helpful. So, some people prefer doing this session, New York session, but doesn't matter. All preference, I guess. But yeah, that's just that's it. Okay, so we have over here. GBP, guys, GBP against the Japanese yen. Cool. What do we have? What the fuck is that? That is one big as wick candle. Cool. Yeah, huge breakdown. Probably, well, clearly just liquidity grab. Snapped back, broke this high as well. So what's the expectation? This low holds, which means your stop loss should be under here, your entry could be here, but obviously you don't enter like that, as I've already mentioned, unless it's a very, very low time frame, then you could be valid. But yeah, we'll go back, we'll put the measuring thing on, so we're going to just do from here to basically 100 candles. So it's basically just before the whole liquidity snap, so regardless of where I'm doing it, doesn't make too much difference because I'm already at like this point, for instance. I'm basically, all I'm looking at is this huge liquidity grab. Broke this high here, okay. This low has to hold on a higher time frame, okay. This is to keep its, oh shit, it's basically bullish. Bullish? Is it bullish? I think it is. It looks kind of bullish. Yeah. I mean, I could go on like a 1 week or something, like probably try me a bit better. I think I would mark some of these things up. Yeah, probably run to this liquidity. I think I'll break it. Break this high, probably take up these levels. But yeah. Weekly is bullish as fuck as well. Pretty much broke above this on the wick. Anyways, let's go back. Okay, so did we get tapped into this, by the way? Yes, we did. That, I think it was just like, no, it was that one. Must be now. Okay, so we tapped into this trade. Did we do this one? Yes, we got a break above that. So again, because we got the break above, right, this in my eyes would be valid for buys. So what would I do? I'd move this to break even. That's what I would do. Potentially take 50% profit now, just because there's that signal that I've seen with this candle, that it basically said to me, okay, this down candle has been broken up with this up candle, so the expectation is that this low holds, right? Okay, that's just how you manage them. Obviously, you can't let emotions always get in the way, but the expectation is on this low time frame. It's telling me that price will probably run back to these areas, this up here, right, and potentially mitigate and then come down above. Or run this liquidity, run this, and then start to run up into these. But my anticipation, like I literally just said, is that because we broke this, probably going to see a run back to these areas up here. So I moved my stop loss from basically here to break even, potentially take partial, doesn't matter. I wouldn't probably take partials. I'd probably just hit a break even, and the only reason I say break even is because if I can't kind of go, okay, well, I'm taking partials here, why am I going to take it here? Well, I could have took it here. You know what I mean? Just because it's kind of reversing, I mean, it doesn't mean shit. All I'm doing is removing the risk, so I don't lose money. Cool. Simple. In fact, I don't even know if I can be bothered to do this one. How long are we on now? 45 minutes. Yeah, a bit too long. Way too long. Like, I don't do. Yeah, I don't. Oh, my eyes. I don't do videos this long. Like, there's like a very rare occasion, like today, I guess. Day 30 or some shit. So I was like, fuck it. We'll do it. But honestly, yeah. We're gonna be done with this video. About 45 minutes in. This shit's crazy. It's heated in here. It's like literally a fucking sauna. As we can see. It's doing what we expect. We're not. Again, this should basically hold. And overall, yeah, even on this one, like we said, this could hold. It could literally just come up and then target. It could. But it could also just come up clear and then you've lost money. It just depends how you want to play it, really. Because yeah, it could generally just come up like here and then go this way. Right, but again, as we just mentioned, with this candle here, the expectation was that it's going to run these highs. What happened? Came down. Okay, cool. Broke above. Tapped back into it, retested it, and now it's run back up. Like, it will most likely clear this. Don't really care about this. I'm not really bothered. I can't really be asked. Like, I'm so tired, but yeah, that's pretty much just gonna be it. I'm gonna just wrap this fucker up. That's the end. Yay. This is an interesting video, probably the longest video I've ever done. Who gives a fuck? Nobody. But yeah, yeah, that's it. Peace out, my guys.